The Gatekeeper. Not all who wear overalls are without power. In the bustling city of the country, nestled between old rocks and modern roads, stood a thriving company called Zuma Holdings, known for its success in logistics and importation. It had branches across country, but its head office in town was where all major decisions were made. What no one knew was that the owner of Zuma Holdings, Chief Olalekan Aja, a wealthy but deeply traditional man, had grown suspicious, not of his business strategy, that was sound, but of his people. Over the past year, things had started going wrong. Financial reports didn't add up. Clients complained of poor service, and whispers had reached him that the very people he trusted, especially his appointed manager, Mr. Maxwell, were bleeding the company dry. So, Chief Olalekan made a plan. He vanished. 2 weeks after Chief Olalekan traveled abroad for a business conference, a new gateman appeared at Zuma Holdings. His name was Babatund, an old, hunched man with graying beard, faded overalls, and a face that looked both tired and wise. Nobody knew where HR had found him, but he was quiet, polite, and did his job with diligence. Of course, Babatund was none other than Chief Olalekan in disguise. Every day stood at the gate from 6 a.m. till evening. He opened gates, carried parcels, swept the entrance, and endured the full heat of the Nigerian sun. Not because he needed to, but because he wanted to see the truth for himself, and what he saw shocked him to his core. Mr. Maxwell, the man he had trusted most, came to work late, almost every day in a tinted Prado. He often left early, too, but not before hosting guests in his office. Women who wore more makeup than clothing. He spoke rudely to staff, embezzled cash meant for fuel and supplies, and had quietly fired loyal employees, replacing them with his own people. But that wasn't all. Some junior staff insulted Babatund, mocked his age, refused to greet, and treated him like nothing. They threw papers at him, asked him to buy them food without thanks, and even laughed behind his back. Yet, some others were different. Ngozi, the receptionist, always greeted him with a smile, shared her lunch, and even offered him a stool when he looked tired. Chinedu, a junior accountant, once defended him when a marketing officer insulted him in public. Chief Olalekan took note of everything. For 3 months, he worked at that gate. By then, no one remembered the CEO. Rumor was he had sold the company or relocated abroad. Then one Monday morning, the tables turned. The compound was unusually busy. A convoy of black SUVs pulled into Zuma Holdings, escorted by police officers and a few journalists. Confused staff rushed to see what was happening. Mr. Maxwell adjusted his tie and stepped forward, thinking it was a new investor. But as the door opened and Babatund stepped out in a fine Agbada, with polished shoes and dark glasses, everyone froze. Only Ngozi managed to whisper, "The gateman?" "No," someone else stammered. "That's Chief Olalekan." Mouths dropped. Cameras clicked. Chief Olalekan walked straight into the office with quiet authority. The security men saluted him, now recognizing their true boss. Mr. Maxwell began to stutter. "Sit, Chief. Welcome, sir. We didn't know." "Save it," Chief Olalekan said coldly. "Your office." Now, what followed was a meeting like no other. In the boardroom, in front of all department heads and staff, Chief Olalekan removed his disguise, dropped photos on the table, evidence of the manager's misconduct. Financial fraud, sexual harassment, fake receipts, and more. Mr. Maxwell fell to his knees. "I was going to pay it back, sir." "I was. You're fired," Chief Olalekan said, "and you'll explain yourself to the police." As the officers led Mr. Maxwell away, the staff were still trying to process what had just happened. Then the real lesson began. Chief Olalekan addressed the company. "For months, I stood at this gate. Some of you treated me like an animal, others like a human being. Today, I know your true hearts. Titles mean nothing if your character is rotten." He turned to Ngozi and Chin. "You saw an old man, and you showed kindness. Not because I was the boss, but because you have good hearts. You too, come forward. With tears in her eyes, Ngozi stepped forward. I hereby appoint you as my personal assistant, Chief said to her. Then to Chinedu. You will now head the junior accounting team. Integrity is the true certificate. Applause broke out. From that day on, the staff of Zuma Holdings never looked at anyone the same again, because the man they thought was just a gate man had turned out to be the gatekeeper of their futures. Morel. Never look down on anyone. The person you mistreat today may hold your tomorrow in their hands. Power often wears humble clothes.